You're sitting across from someone you love, maybe last Tuesday, maybe 6 months ago, and you say something, and they don't push back. They don't argue. They just nod and go quiet, and you feel it, that silence. It fills the room like fog, and underneath it is something you can't quite name. You're not fighting, but you're not close either. And in that moment, your brain starts running. Why does this keep happening? Did I say something wrong? Is this just what we're now? Do I still actually like this person, or have I just gotten used to them? Am I the problem? Most people in that moment do the same thing. They try to fill the silence. They get louder. They explain themselves. They work harder. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Respect isn't something you earn by doing more. It's something you create by being different. Not louder, not harder, not more impressive. Different in a way that makes your partner's nervous system relax around you instead of tense up. And once you understand that, really understand it, everything about how you show up in your relationship changes. You're not failing at this. You're just playing by rules that were never the right rules. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 psychological shifts that instantly change how your partner respects you, not as a technique, but as a way of being. These aren't tricks. They're the internal moves that emotionally mature people make naturally, even when they don't know they're doing it. Let's get into it. Before we get into the 3 secrets, I need to reframe something that almost every relationship advice video gets backwards. Most people believe that respect is something you prove. You prove you're trustworthy. You prove you're capable. You prove you won't leave. So you work. You do things. You show up consistently, and you hope that eventually your partner will look at you and feel that thing. That sense of, this person has their life together. I can rely on them. I respect them. And sometimes that works, for a while. But here's what actually happens beneath the surface. When your partner's nervous system reads you, and I mean before their mind can catch up, it's not cataloging your accomplishments. It's reading your emotional tone. It's asking, do I feel safe with this person? Do I feel seen? Do I feel like they can handle me at my worst without flinching? Because here's the thing that changes everything. Respect isn't about your performance. It's about your presence. Most couples confuse intensity with care. They think caring harder means loving better. So they over-explain, over-apologize, over-function. And what happens? The other person doesn't feel more loved. They feel more managed. And when someone feels managed instead of met, they don't lean in. They pull back. That's why your partner sometimes seems like they're not trying either, even when you are, because your trying is coming from a place of doing. And what they actually need is a place of being. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being steady. It's about being someone whose presence feels like relief, not pressure. And once you really internalize that, you stop trying to earn respect and start naturally creating the conditions for it. The 3 things I'm about to share with you, they're not things you do, they're ways you are. And when you shift them, your partner feels it in their body before they can explain it with words. Secret number 1. Stop making your comfort the point. Here's what most couples do. When something goes wrong, a disagreement, a hurt, a conflict, they immediately move toward resolving their discomfort. They want to feel better fast. So they apologize to close the gap. They explain to ease their own anxiety. They rush to fix it so they can stop feeling bad. And I get it. It feels like the right move. But here's what's actually happening. When you rush to resolve your discomfort before your partner feels fully heard, your brain is communicating one thing underneath all those words. This needs to be over so I can feel okay again. And your partner's nervous system, even if they can't articulate it, reads that. They feel it. It's not about the words you're saying, it's about the underlying agenda behind them. What they feel is, my pain is being managed, not witnessed. Here's the contrast. Disconnecting version. Something hurts. You immediately jump to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Can we just move past this? You're trying to close the wound before they've even finished telling you where it is. Connecting version. Something hurts. You stay. You don't rush to fix. You say something like, tell me more about what that was like for you. And you don't say it because you're hoping it'll lead to resolution. You say it because you're actually curious about what happened inside them. And here's what moves through your partner's mind in that second version. He actually wants to understand, not just fix. When that registers, something shifts. They stop protecting themselves. They stop preparing counter-arguments. They relax. Because you're not making your comfort the point anymore. Their inner experience is. And when that happens, you stop being someone they're navigating around, and you start being someone they actually want to be close to.
That's the shift that turns a relationship that feels like a negotiation into one that feels like a refuge. Secret number 2. Your non-reactivity is more powerful than your words. Most people in relationships think that if they just say the right thing, they'll be okay. If they can find the perfect words, the perfect explanation, the perfect apology, then their partner will understand and everything will smooth over. So when their partner is upset, they start talking. They start reasoning. They start negotiating their way back to peace. But here's what nobody explains. Non-reactivity is the most disarming thing you can offer another human being. When your partner is dysregulated, they're upset, they're escalated, they're pulling away or attacking, and you stay completely steady, something profound happens. Their nervous system reads that steadiness, and it starts to calm down too. Not because you're winning, because you're not adding to the threat. Think about it this way. When someone's smoke detector is screaming, you don't yell back at it. You don't argue with it. You don't try to explain why it shouldn't be going off. You just stay calm. And eventually, it stops. Your partner's nervous system works the same way. When they're flooded and you match their energy by getting defensive, you're essentially yelling at the smoke detector. It goes off harder. They escalate because you're escalating. And now you're both dysregulated and nobody's safe. But when they flood and you stay, something inside them starts to register. He's not adding to this. She's not making it worse. Maybe I can actually feel what I'm feeling without it turning into a disaster. Here's the contrast. Disconnecting version. Your partner says something sharp. You fire back. That's not fair. You're always like this. I'm trying here. Your voice gets louder, your body tenses. And now you're both in it, both convinced the other person is the problem. Connecting version. Your partner says something sharp. Something in you wants to fire back, and you notice that. You let the urge pass through you without acting on it. You take one slow breath. You say something like, I can tell I'm hitting a nerve, and I'm not going to push on this right now, but I want to come back to it when we're both quieter. And here's what moves through your partner's mind in that second version. He can actually hold himself when I'm falling apart. That registration, this person can contain me without collapsing, is one of the most respect-generating experiences in any intimate relationship. You're not being passive. You're being strong in a way that most people never learn. And that's what makes someone look at you and think, I've got someone real here, someone I can actually lean on. Secret number 3, know what you're actually asking for before you open your mouth. This one, man, this is the one most couples never figure out. Most people enter a conversation wanting something. They want to feel closer, they want to feel chosen, they want to feel like their partner sees them, but they don't know what they actually need. So they say one thing, hoping their partner will read the subtext and give them what they're actually hungry for. It almost never works. And here's why. When you ask for something concrete, I need you to put your phone away when we're talking. But what you actually need is to feel like your partner actually wants to be with you. Your partner can give you the phone thing and still not give you the thing you actually need. And you'll be left feeling unheard, even though technically you got what you asked for. That's where the frustration comes from. That's why you sometimes feel like you're always bringing things up and nothing ever changes. It's not because your partner doesn't care. It's because you're asking for the surface request while your nervous system is desperate for the deeper one. And your partner can feel that gap. They know you're still not okay. They know the conversation didn't land, but they don't know why. So they get defensive or confused or exhausted. Here's the pattern that destroys connection. Disconnecting version. You want to feel chosen. You say, you never want to spend time with me anymore. Your partner hears criticism. They defend. You feel dismissed. They feel attacked. You're both now in a fight about something that wasn't even the real thing. Connecting version. You want to feel chosen. You pause. You ask yourself what you actually need. You go back to the real thing. I feel really disconnected from you lately, and I think I just need us to have a couple of hours this week where we're actually doing something together, not just being in the same room. Can we do that? And here's what moves through your partner's mind in that second version. She knows what she needs, and she told me without making me the problem. When you can name your own interior, when you can pause and say, this is what I'm actually hungry for, your partner stops guessing. They stop defending. They get something real they can actually respond to. That's the move that separates kids who argue from adults who build intimacy. And when you can do this consistently, something shifts in how your partner experiences you. They stop thinking of you as someone who complains and start thinking of you as someone who knows themselves. Someone whose requests actually make sense when they hear them. That's rare. That's respected. That's the kind of partner people fight to keep. So let's bring this home. 3 secrets. Stop making your comfort the point. Stay steady when your partner floods. Know what you're actually asking for before you speak. But here's what I want you to take away from all of this. These aren't tools for getting your partner to behave differently. They're not hacks for fixing a broken relationship in a week. These are the internal moves that make you someone whose presence feels like safety. And when you embody these 3 things, not perfectly, not all the time, but genuinely, you become the kind of partner that people don't just love. You become the kind of partner that people respect. Not because you performed, because you became someone worth trusting at a nervous system level. This isn't a checklist. It's an invitation to show up differently. And that changes everything about what's possible between you and the person you chose. One more thing before I go. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this whole video, it's this. The relationship you want doesn't start when your partner finally gets their act together. It starts when you decide to become someone who doesn't need them to. That's what earns respect. Not needing your partner to be okay so you can feel okay. Just being steady, being curious, being real. That's it. That's the whole thing. All right, I appreciate you sitting through this one. I'll see you in the next one.